Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my new and refreshed Tornado Werewolf for Diablo 4. If you like big AOE, if you like nature skills, if you like transform, this is going to be the build for you. As always, I will cover every single facet of the build. Everything is time-stamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Right now I'm in a nightmare dungeon, tier 99. Kept trying to craft the 100 and it just didn't want to happen today. Now for our Tornado Werewolf, which obviously I'm spec'd into, skills we're using are Wind Shear as our generator, Tornado as our main damage dealer, Blood Howl, Hurricane, Cyclone Armor, and Grizzly Rage. Now, what's so awesome about this build just right off the bat is you will almost never, and I mean never, need to use a generator. For this entire build, I have not hit Wind Shear one time, and honestly, you probably won't ever see me hit it. It is for complete emergency situations, or if something happened where you misclicked or didn't play the build correctly. But you will almost never need to use a generator, and that is because this build has a almost 100% uptime on Grizzly Rage. So as long as you are using your flicker step boots and evading through enemies and kill a couple enemies, you will keep up Grizzly Rage the entire time. It is truly unbelievable. Oh, we got a Nightmare Sea Hag level 153. 153 Sea Hag. Can we beat her? I think so. Take that. Now it is really, really important. I just want to reiterate this. Your flicker step boots, you need to flicker through your enemies. Every single time you do that, you will get 4 seconds off on your Grizzly Rage, up to 10 seconds. Sea Hag down. Let me show you how to recreate this build. Starting off with the skills, and let's look at our generator first. We are using Wind Shear and only 2 points into it. I have just done 4 runs and I did not use a generator one time. Not even on the boss, so it is on your bar for emergency situations, but 99.9% of the time, you're not going to need to use Wind Shear. Coming down to your core skill, we are obviously using Tornado, and we are using Raging Tornado. You also want 1 into Heart of the Wild, 3 to Wild Impulses, 3 to Predatory Instinct, and then my last 2 points at the end. Trying to figure out the best place for them, I just put them into Gate for some movement speed. Coming down to defenses, we have 1 into Cyclone Armor, 1 into Preserving Cyclone Armor. We have 1 into Blood Howl, 1 into Preserving Blood Howl for that added attack speed. We do hit enemies from a distance, so you do want 3 points into Nature's Reach. Coming down, we have 1 point into Hurricane and 1 into Savage Hurricane. We also have 1 into Elemental Exposure and 3 into Endless Tempest. Increase the duration of your Hurricane and Cataclysm by 15% multiplicative. This will keep your Hurricane up almost the entire time. We are also using 1 into Neurotoxin, 3 into Envenom, and 1 into Toxic Claws. Right now it shows 3 because I have it on my amulet. As we come down, our ultimate is Grizzly Rage, and if used correctly, you will be in Grizzly Rage, yes, 100% of the time. I guess when you come out of Grizzly Rage, as long as it takes you to click it again is the only time you will be out of it. It's absolutely awesome. 3 into Defiance, 3 into Circle of Life, and 3 into Resonance, because this is going to trigger our nature skill because we are using Tornado. And then your last point is in Lupin, because when you are in Grizzly Rage, you are a dire werewolf. So we are a werewolf the entire time. Those are the skills. Now let's talk vampiric powers and spirit boons. For our vampiric powers, you want Hemo, Prey on the Weak, Anticipation, Metamorphosis, and Sanguine. And remember, Anticipation is going to give us that ultimate cooldown for our Grizzly Rage. For our spirit boons, you want 1 into Wariness. For your 2 boons, you want Iron Feather and Swooping Attacks, that movement speed. And then both of these are for your ultimate. Calamity extends the duration of your ultimate skills, 25%. And Calm Before the Storm has a chance to lower the cooldown reduction More Grizzly Rage. Now let's talk Paragon board, and remember, the full 4,000 word written guide is on Icy Veins. It's the second link in the description. This video will not always be up to date, but the written guide will be. Okay, starting off with our basic board, we are using Territorial. And we've switched up the basic board a little bit, continuing to move towards more survivability instead of damage. Board number 2, we are taking Thunderstruck. And the glyph you want is Earth and Sky. Moving over to board number 3. This is Heightened Malice. And the glyph you want, Fang and Claw. Coming down to board number 4. Here we have Ancestral Guidance. And the glyph we are taking is Werewolf. Give you a second to screenshot each of these if you want, or again, check out the written guide. Board number 5. We are taking Constricting Tendrils. And the glyph you want is Spirit. And coming up to board number 6 and our final board, this is Inner Beast. And the glyph you want is Undaunted. That is the Paragon boards. Now let's talk uniques and legendary aspects. Now I do have to say there's a lot of uniques we use, but there is only one that is required, and that is Tempest Roar. Now this is much easier to acquire now because of the bosses that were added with Season 2, so you can target farm it. I legitimately have probably found 30 of them. But that being said, it is a requirement. We are also using Will Pants. We're using Flicker Step. This is going to help us with 10 seconds on our Grizzly Rage as far as cooldown reduction. And we are using the new Malignant Ring. If you notice during the gameplay, not only does this help us with our ultimate cooldown reduction and give us a boost to damage because of willpower percent, but it also pools all the enemies together for our tornadoes, which is really, really nice. Now, the other legendary aspects I am using are Disobedience. Okay, we are using the Werebeast, which gives us an extra 5-second duration on our Grizzly Rage and give us Critical Strike Multiplicative. On our Amulet, we are using Retaliation, which is just damage to your core skills. Our other ring, we're using Tornado, seeks up to 3 targets, also important. And last but not least, on our weapon, we are using Dire Werewolf, which weirdly, I still haven't found a perfect roll on. Those are the uniques and the legendary aspects. Now let's talk about recommended affixes for our non-unique gear. Remember, helm is Tempest, pants are Will, boots are Flicker. We don't have an offhand, and really our second ring is the Malignant Ring. So we'll talk about the others. Chest armor, total armor, triple damage reduction. Gloves, crit chance, attack speed, tornado, willpower. Amulet, cooldown reduction, envenom, movement speed, total armor while in werewolf form. Other ring, crit chance, damage to distance, damage to close, maximum life. And then weapon, willpower, all stats, damage to distance, damage to close. Those are the recommended affixes. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new and refreshed Tornado Werewolf? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I can do to take this to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2 asks at the end of the video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. I'm hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I've earned it. And if I haven't earned it, I'm gonna work harder for you. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. I get asked all the time, what's the best way to support? And Patreon is it. You get the most bonus content. It obviously supports me. You get access to game night and the VIP lounge and all the bonus content like the podcast. First link in the description to check it out. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.